Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today we got a surprise reveal of a new set over in Japan. It is Hot Air Arena, or technically Hot Wind Arena, but Hot Air Arena sounds a bit better. It is coming out on March the 14th, and it's shaping up very nicely. The reason we're a little bit surprised about this is because we have a Champions League coming up next weekend in Fukuoka, and they always reveal these sets now on streams. So stream next weekend, we were like, right, well, that's when the set's going to be revealed. Why did they reveal it on the website a week earlier when they always reveal new sets on streams nowadays? My inkling is essentially that they figured next weekend was just a week too late. Bearing in mind, next weekend is 4 weeks before the release of the set. They put the full set online, the full scans, not including secret rares, a week before the release. So next week is only 3 weeks until the reveal of the full main set. And presumably somebody just went, nah, mate, that's not quite enough time. But put it this way. I'm not showing you any Misty EXs in this video, but I am showing you new Misty cards. Anybody think they might be saving the big reveals for next weekend? Not saying they are. I'm saying there is a decent chance of it. So what have we got there? We got Hot Air Arena, and we have a new set that is based around 4 trainers. This is what weirds me out though. Let's put this next to the booster pack for Battle Partners. We look at the booster pack for Battle Partners, and what they've done is gone, well, you know, a rectangle's got 4 sides. There are 4 trainers that we're highlighting in this particular set. So we got Hop, Ino, Lily, and N. Let's get all them on the booster pack. And people look at the booster pack and they're like, right, those are the 4 trainers we're highlighting in this set. That makes perfect sense. They haven't done that this time round. What they've done this time round is put 3 trainers on the booster pack. And we know that Misty is in there. I'm going to show you the Misty cards in this video. But it's a bit weird. We've got Hibiki, who is Ethan, who is your Gen 2 male protagonist, your player character. We've got ourselves Arven. Yeah. And Cynthia, and I think Cynthia's going to be a big deal. That's what I'm really excited about. Love me some Garchomp. So, of the 4 trainers here, although to be fair, Misty is the only trainer for whom I've got a collection of old cards from the old Gym Hero sets. So, maybe I'm more excited about Misty, honestly. But Misty and Cynthia, that's what I'm hyped about here. I don't have a complete Misty collection, but I have a decent little Misty collection from back in the day, and that makes me happy. Why is Misty not on the booster pack? Don't know, that's weird. Makes absolutely no sense to me. Surely you could leave Arven off the booster pack and nobody would care, but you left Misty off the booster pack, and frankly, I care, ladies and gentlemen. I care. But we have a new set which has got 63 cards in, plus secret rares. And if we compare that to Battle Partners, let's use, Mamoswine, because that's my boy. You can see here that Mamoswine is number 46 out of 100. We have a smaller set here. We're still featuring 4 trainers, but we have a smaller set of 63 cards rather than 100. Bit of a more compact set. This is a mini set, not a main set. And obviously this will not be featured in Journey Together, but whatever our Scarlet and Violet 10 is, whatever the set is after Journey Together, this will be featured in there. So all the cards from here won't be in Journey Together, they will be in the next set afterwards. Oh, and actually before we get going, just as a little bit of a side note, the illustration contest cards I showed you the other day, the Feraligatr, the Pikachu, and the Toxtricity, if you buy Hot Air Arena, you're going to get a set of 3 cards. 1 pack with all 3 cards in. So that's how they're being made available over in Japan. You are going to be picking them up if you get yourself, well, I'm assuming a box of this, but you buy this, you get that. Job's a good un. So, Misty then. We don't got no EXs, but I do think there's a very good chance one gets revealed next weekend. But we do have Gyarados. I actually pulled a Japanese Misty's Gyarados back in the day from a random pack I picked up at the Japan Centre bookstore in London. So I've got a lot of love for Misty's Gyarados. This seems very, very good to me. I'm desperate for this to be good. And it is very interesting. What we've got here is free energy 120, nobody cares. But 180 HP on a stage 1, great. Oh, by the way, the Magikarp has only got 30 HP because it's Magikarp, which is obviously garbage, but it prevents all damage and effective attacks done to it from your opponent's Pokemon while it's on the bench. Which sounds really good, but it stops damage and effects of attacks, and actually one of the best ways to take out Magikarp in some decks at the moment is actually going to be Monkey Dory, and that's an ability that moves damage counters. This will still be able to take out Magikarp, Boo, Hiss, etc. Still a nice ability though, still glad we've got it. But what does Gyarados actually do? Well, single water energy, so we've got 180 HP, single prize stage 1 that attacks for 1 energy, already a good start. And what you do is you trash or discard the top 7 cards of your deck and deal 70 damage for each Misty's Pokemon discarded this way. If you have any other Misty cards discarded, it doesn't count. It specifically says Misty's Pokemon, or Kasumi's Pokemon, if we want to use a Japanese name here. So the point is, if you can discard enough Pokemon, this is great. What we really want to do here is guarantee 4 or 5 Pokemon. If you hit 4 Pokemon, you do 280. That's great. If you do 5 Pokemon, that's 350, which is enough to get any Pokemon naturally, which is obviously phenomenal. That's obviously a brilliant, brilliant thing. So that's the dream here. And the good news is, we need to worry a little bit about prizes, admittedly, but we can kind of guarantee this. And the reason we can kind of guarantee this, at least sometimes, is because of Misty Psyduck. Also, I know I'm not the only one to point this out, but if we have a look at Misty Psyduck from back in Gym Heroes, not looking particularly happy. If we look at Misty Psyduck from back in Gym Challenge, not looking particularly happy. We look at Misty Psyduck here, looking very happy. So the good news is Misty Psyduck has gotten over what was ailing it previously. That makes me a happy boy. So does the ability. Because the ability says here that if this Pokemon is on your bench, doesn't work for the active, has to be on the bench, you may use this ability, trash 1 card or discard 1 card from the bottom of your deck, and if you do, put this card on the top of your deck. So what you do here is nice and simple. Bench Psyduck, discard a card from the bottom of your deck, put it on your deck. Bench Psyduck, discard a card from the bottom of your deck, put it on the top of your deck. And then in that way, you can stack your deck so that you've then got 4 Misty Psyduck on top of your deck. You attack with Gyarados, discard all 4 of those Misty Psyduck, and then, would you believe it, 280 damage guaranteed. Now, admittedly, they are going to end up in your discard pile, which is a bit of a pain. And if they're prized, you can't do it, which again is a bit of a pain. It's not perfect, but look, you're still discarding 7 cards on the top of your deck. There is a chance here that you're going to just randomly hit ones you weren't expecting. But now, let's say you stack 3 Psyduck on the top of your deck. Instead of hoping to hit 4 out of 7, you're guaranteed to hit the first 3. Now you're hoping to hit 1 out of 4 cards, which is much better odds than trying to hit 4 out of 7. No, I'm not calculating the odds, but chat to Stefan Eriksson. I guarantee he can do it very easily. So that's brilliant. It's a really nice combo. They're the Pokemon we've got for Misty so far. We've got Gyarados, which has got a really nice attack. Magikarp, which protects itself on the bench, but not from abilities, which is important, because there are abilities out there that will get it. And then we've got Psyduck, who is delightedly happy. I love the artwork on this Psyduck. It looks so happy. And it helps you stack the top of your deck. This is brilliant. What else do we get? Dunno in terms of Misty. And look, Misty has lots of Pokemon. And we had lots of Misty's Pokemon back in the day. So, the other one that I pulled from my Japanese packs were Misty's Tentacruel. Bought 2 packs and got Misty's Tentacruel and a Misty's Gyarados. That's what kickstarted my collection. And so I'd like to see a Misty's Tentacle for myself, but we'll have to wait and see. There is one other relevant card we do need to mention. Sacred Ash has been reprinted, and we don't need a translation of this card. It's a reprint. We had Sacred Ash before, but it seems to work very nicely with Misty. Now, we only had it once. We had it back in Flashfire, but basically it shuffles 5 Pokemon from your discard pile to your bench. Well, Gyarados here just puts your Pokemon in a discard and does lots of damage, but then you need to get them back. Sacred Ash seems perfect. Remember, this is a smaller set, and if we have a look at Lily, for instance, in Battle Partners, all Lily got in Battle Partners was Clefairy, who's your main Pokemon here. That's kind of like your attacker. And then there was Comfey and Rabombi to support it, and that was it. That was all Lily actually got in the set. And remember that this is a smaller set than Battle Partners was, so don't magically assume there's going to be like a million Misty Pokemon. There's a very good chance there are not a million Misty's Pokemon. Also, I kind of like, if we look back at Misty's Gyarados, it does nothing like what it used to. Sorry about that. But this actually does look kind of similar to, for instance, the Gyarados from Team Up that discarded the top 7 cards of your deck and did 30 more damage for each water energy that you find there. Or it's not a million miles away from, say, like the Gyarados from Ancient Origins that did 30 more damage for each damage counter on each of your bench Magikarp. We've seen a bunch of Gyarados lately which are low energy, gimmicky decks, and this is obviously very, very similar to the one from Team Up, but with Misty's Pokemon rather than energy and with much more damage. But the point I'm making is, this is not like the old Misty's Gyarados. It's like the new style of gimmicky Gyarados. This is going to start making Gyarados somebody's favourite Pokemon, and not just because it looks cool. And that makes me pretty happy. I'm giving the whole Misty's Gyarados thing 4 Wassies for the time being. I think it's got a lot of potential. If we can get this running consistently, it's a huge amount of damage, and we do have some nice cards to support. We'll have to see what else we get, but for now, I'm cautiously optimistic. So there we go. New set, new Gyarados, new Misty, new fun stuff. But now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of this in the comment section. Get us. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at Lawasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. And get shout outs on the channel like the lovely Jelena Renji, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.